Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of our relaunch podcast, ÉCU Interns Chronicles. I'm here today with Lauren.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining me. And we're going to be talking about actors and actresses to start us off on this new exciting podcast journey. So I would just like to kick this off by asking you, do you have a favorite actor and favorite actress, or maybe like a duo that you look up to?
I really like Bryan Cranston, specifically with Aaron Paul. Yeah, that's a really good duo. And I really like Bryan Cranston. He's a really good actor.
So I take it you're a Breaking Bad fan.
Oh yeah, I've seen it like 8 times.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything specific about him that you can point to that you like, that you say like, oh, this is a great piece of performance that he did?
Just did so well, and I love the way that they like interact with the media even now. Like the show ended almost like 10 years ago now?
Yeah.
Or 10 years ago now, and they're still like out together all the time. Like they have their tequila brand together, they still talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
I just like the way that they
it's more of his off-screen personality as well that you think is pretty, like, he seems like when I watch him in interviews, he seems like a very chill and fun dude.
Yeah, he seems fun. Like he seems like I just want to hang out with him.
Yeah. And Aaron Paul also, like their dynamic is what made the show work so well. It's funny also to consider that because Aaron Paul's character was supposed to die in the first season, right?
That's crazy. The show would not have been the same without him.
Exactly, but Vince Gilligan was so impressed by the performance that Aaron Paul gave that he like continued to write the part for him.
Yeah.
And we could just keep talking about Breaking Bad like as a showcase for great character actors. Like I don't remember Jonathan Banks, who plays Mike Ehrmantraut in the series.
Yeah.
So he seems like such a fun guy as well. Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul Goodman, got his own show as well based on the like success of his performance as well. So Breaking Bad is just a really great showcase for character actors, right? Yeah, and I heard as well, like one of the directors of one of the episodes, Ryan Johnson, also directed Knives Out. He said that like working with these actors was like having a free masterclass in like directing actors because they were so professional and so like on the point, I think. Is that like, I don't know, when you think of like actors, how they behave, what do you think of? Like what they like on set? What do you think like their work is like, in your opinion?
This is not Breaking Bad, but I don't know why. It's just making me think about, I don't know if you've seen Succession at all.
I've heard of it. I've heard so many good things.
It's so good. I forget I think it's his name, Jeremy Strong, the guy that played Kendall.
Yeah.
I know he was like unbearable to be around, but that's why he like pretended to be Kendall in real life, who's kind of like a jerk, like very much character acting. But that's why he did so good. Like he won so many Emmys, but he was horrible to be around.
Oh, okay.
Like the show, that's what made the show great.
That's
like we really got into it.
It's some actors really do go to these lengths where their on-screen persona carries over into their like off-screen behavior, just so they can stay in character and like keep like it's this form of method acting, right?
Oh yeah, didn't Leonardo DiCaprio like live in a bear for like a couple days to try to prep for
The Revenant?
Yes.
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
They did that.
I think he went in a bear. I don't know.
Like just to try it out. And just,
to
like,
really get into character.
That's crazy. I've heard Jared Leto was held as well on set of the Suicide Squad because he behaved like the Joker.
I've heard he's hell all the time. But
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I actually heard as well.
Yeah.
But some actors just like, for example, I have worked on film sets before in Germany, and some actors just they are not big shots, but they like tend to behave like they are big shots sometimes because they are like they get their own domicile on set, they get their own like driver who drives them to set and everything, and they think like they're big shots, but they're just starring in like a German TV movie actually. And then at one time though, we worked with someone who was actually a big shot, who came from work like in a big Danish actor who was in films with Dwayne Johnson and Oscar nominated films as well, and he was actually the coolest, most professional guy you ever meet. So I think it's this kind of between, this is my job, acting, and then it's this kind of oh, this is really my profession, my something that I'm so good at that I can't help but behave professionally. I think it's it's easier for, like, it depends on the actor, of course, but like I think sometimes it's easier to work with like more famous people because they are just used to schedules and used to like waiting for hours on end for like doing a 5-minute scene or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's also like people that get just a little bit of fame think that they're better than everybody else, but once you get a lot of fame, you realize that that's not really what matters in life, and that doesn't make you a good or bad person.
Yeah, it's like always with the fame usually comes the money as well, and then the money, or what, you know what they say, they just say money doesn't like it amplifies who you really are. So I think if you are a terrible person to be around, and then the money and fame will just probably make it worse. But if you're like a professional and if you really care about what you're doing, then I think it's just gonna make it easier, like, well, with the fame to like get jobs, obviously, but like also it just like will amplify your good traits as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any like combination of actors that you would like to see like team up in a movie, play in a movie together?
Yeah, probably Florence Pugh.
Oh yeah.
And maybe Jeremy Strong.
From Succession.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they would work well together.
Do you think there would be like their characters would be like in a relationship, or would they be like, what kind of like?
I don't know. I'd like to see them in some sort of a drama together.
Drama.
I feel like they could do something Gone Girl-esque.
Gone Girl, okay.
Yeah, in a different way, but close to that. I feel like they could do something like that really well together.
Maybe we can stay with like couples in cinema, because there's a bunch of like famous actor like on-screen couples that we've seen in cinema. Like you just mentioned Gone Girl, Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike in that movie really didn't pull any punches when it came to like their performances, right?
I was just watching edits of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah,
they're a great duo.
Yeah,
I love them together.
Yeah, they started making films together, I think, when they were like in university.
Yeah,
and then they wrote Good Will Hunting together.
Yeah.
And they both starred in it, and they both they both went on to have very successful careers. That's so cool.
Yeah, I think they're still friends.
Yeah, they should, like, I now that I think about it, I haven't seen them in too many things together, I think, you know. It's Good Will Hunting.
I know there's a couple more. I can't remember that.
But yeah, no, they are a great duo.
Yeah.
Also, when who I remember being like always great to is Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, like in Shaun of the Dead.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen?
No.
Oh, okay. Like they are these British guys who are like, you know, Edgar Wright movies like Baby Driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like he used to make a lot of movies with them in it, and they were just a great comedic duo together. And yeah, but also sometimes you get combinations that are just so strange, like Face Off, for example, with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage battling each other, which isn't something I would have assumed would work, but for some reason it does, because I have to admit I also love Nicolas Cage. I feel
like I can see that working together. Like they're both funky guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was exactly like that in the movie. Their wild energy was like playing off of each other, like amplifying the craziness that was in the movie, basically.
Yeah.
So that was a great on-screen duo that I didn't know I needed before. And then obviously we have Bad Boys 4 coming out soon with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. So that duo we also do have still. But I can't think of any other. Like it was so far we've been mostly like talking about great woman duo as well. A film I just saw recently was Thelma and Louise. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
That was a very great like chemistry between two actors as well. Like so good in the movie, like the way they bounced off of each other. I don't know, do you have any other like women chemistry actor crossovers that you could think of?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of media, a lot of the shows I watch a lot of TV shows, and a lot of them are very like male centered.
Yeah.
You know, like Breaking Bad, 2 main characters.
Okay.
Succession, most of the main characters are male.
Yeah. Have you seen Better Call Saul?
Oh yeah, I've seen it now 3 times.
3 times as
Yeah.
well. And what do you think
I
of?
loved Kim.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Kim is amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was such a smart idea to have just as this counterweight to like Saul's character in the show, have somebody who's so organized and who's so like particular in everything she does, and then see her slowly get dragged into Jimmy's shenanigans as well, which I thought was so tragic. Especially at the end when Rhea Seehorn, I think is the actress's name. She just brought everything. I'm still a bit mad that Better Call Saul didn't win any Emmys.
I have genuinely cried about that. Like, yeah. I got so sad. I think it's been nominated for more Emmys and hasn't won any than any other show ever.
It's so
so sad. What, like 54 nominations?
Yeah.
And I don't know, he spent his entire, basically, life working on the show at this point.
Yeah.
Because he did Better Call Saul for however many years that was on, and Breaking Bad before that.
6 seasons of Better Call Saul even.
Yeah.
It's so sad. He would have deserved it, I mean, for the show.
If Succession didn't come out at the same time, Better Call Saul probably would have won.
Probably,
like,
yes.
All those Emmys.
I would think so as well. Do you think like awards, like, is that something actors like that says something, like when somebody wins an award, when this actor wins an award, or would you say it's like because normal people are usually not involved in the decision making process to giving out these awards, like, or do you think like it's like a good thing that we give out like awards to?
I don't know. I do think it's a mix of both. Okay, I love Succession. I think they deserved every Emmy, even over Better Call Saul, which I love Better Call Saul, but I'm so sad because he deserved an award. If he was up against literally anything else, I think that he should have won an award.
That makes
but
sense.
not Grammys or Emmys wise, but sometimes they are like not really reflective of what normal people think at all.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago when Lana Del Rey lost Best Album to Billie Eilish. I know most people like did not agree that that was a better album. And one of the judges has recently said like he would never vote for Lana Del Rey to win a Grammy because he doesn't like her. Not because of her music's good.
Because
bad.
it's not an objective decision.
Yeah.
That's a bit. Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you have these boards that vote on, or like the Academy that votes on who they think like in their world is the best actor, but like for a lot of people it's something very different, which has also led to this very interesting moment a couple of years ago at the Oscars when after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock and then he won an Oscar. It was kind of, and everybody in the room was clapping and applauding, and it was kind of brushing the moment before under the table. It was a bit weird in my opinion, I would say. But actors in general, I would say, like when they perform, when I memorize lines, I imagine it being quite hard when you say like, especially like if you have to repeat a scene over and over again. Like for Gone Girl, for example, David Fincher is famous for doing like 40 plus takes for one scene, and the actors just sometimes it's stressful for them, I guess, right? Or do you think it brings something? Do you think, like David Fincher says, after take 30, all the earnestness is gone because he wants the performance to be as natural as possible. So because his films are always, his films are very calculated and very well thought out. So he does the same thing for performances. You think that's a good approach, or how would you approach actors?
I think it depends on who the director is and who the actor is. Like, David Fincher, masterpiece. It was worth it. I love Gone Girl. But like in The Shining, Shelley Duvall, I think Stanley Kubrick would yell at her, make her redo it over and over again. And she like never worked again. She was so traumatized after that. So it really just depends.
She just got really battered on set to like just to get this performance, and then you ask yourself, is it worth it, at in the end, because like if it ruins her like professional career because she's like so traumatized from that one acting job that she can't act again. But like probably a lot of directors also say like you have to give your actors an environment like to build on their characters that are in script. Sometimes actors are involved like in the rehearsals when they say, I don't think my characters will say this. and then it's really up to the director to say, oh no, maybe the director wrote the script as well, and he says, oh no, you're saying that line because I wrote it, and then it can kind of turn into an ego trip as well for directors sometimes, rather than like trying to work together with the actors.
I feel like the actor would honestly know better, especially if it's like a TV show.
Yeah.
Because they, at that point, aren't becoming the character. Like, they are the character, especially if they're doing any sort of like method acting.
Yeah.
I think that they know, especially if it's a TV show, they know the character quite a bit better than the director does.
Yeah. That's why they're also often involved in like table reads where everybody reads the lines out together, and that just to like feel the character, like especially when a show starts off, then
I imagine I'd like get confused if I was in a TV show. Like, I'd go home if I was an actor and be like, who am I? Like, am I this character? Like, I feel like I'd start to become that character. Like, that's also a thing, like actors just getting so much into the character that you think of them as that character. Like, for example, you always think of Robert De Niro being the one who plays like he's a gangster.
Gangsters, mobsters. Al Pacino is the one who always like plays Scarface, or people who are like with a very quick temper as well. Like, he's very prolific, but also he's very you have this idea of who people are based on like their performances, like the parts they usually play, and sometimes it's hard for an actor to break out of that, I imagine.
Especially like children actors. Like, if you did a show on Nickelodeon, that's who you are forever.
Yeah.
Like, no one sees you as anything other than iCarly.
Yeah. I think that kind of thing also like happened with Miley Cyrus. She played Hannah Montana for so long, and then she tried to get rid of this image.
She went polar opposite.
She tried to get fully rid of this image before then kind of like going a bit like taking it a bit slower, I think. So it's really, especially like child actors. There's been a documentary recently about like some of the horrible conditions on like sets of children shows, like and we just heard like with the whole Me Too scandal that there's been loads of harassment as well in Hollywood especially, so that's really sad actually. Like, the things some actors have to endure just for like the fame is really it's really sad that it's like come to this in this industry. That's why it's so important that we like, especially for women actors, to spread like the stories and spread awareness of this matter, I think. Well, it was very nice to talk to you. So, glad we could have this conversation for the first episode of
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We'll get this up for first episode, and then we'll see where it goes from there with further episodes. Thank you so much, and thanks everybody for tuning in, and see you next episode. Bye.